Hello everybody. I'm going to show you this pencil case thing that I got. This company for Candies, they sent me this pencil set, and I said that I would review it and then make a video. So here, this is what that is, what I'm doing now. All right, so all right, we have 5 pencils for some reason. I guess they have all different size. Okay, yeah, here they are. Different diameters for the lead. 2 2.0s, 0.5, 0.7, and 0.9. Something. Oh, some of them have, oh, they have lead in them already. Wow, look at that one. That's pretty dang cool. Wow, that's really cool. Okay. So now we've established that those work. And they have a nice weight to them as well. I like a heftier pencil or pen. It's nice. What's this? We got, oh, these are erasers. That I assume go on here. Okay, yeah, each one has an eraser. Cool. And then a couple erasers here. These look like similar to like a Staedtler Mars plastic eraser. It just has a little bit of a kind of more transparent looking sheen to it, but let's see. I'm gonna try it all out. See how it works. It looks okay. Like I said, it has this kind of like a little transparency to it, which gives me pause, but we'll see. What is this? What is this? I think, oh, this is another eraser. Wow, that's really cool. So this is like a gum eraser, where you can erase with it and then kind of like stretch it and pull it and stuff, and it kind of like gets rid of the lead that's on it. I've only used this kind of eraser like maybe twice in my life. So we will see how it works. Looks a little sticky. I mean, has a bit of a tacky feel to it. Definitely leaves the fingers a little sticky. We'll see how that works on paper. I don't necessarily want to put it back here because this has like a felty kind of feel. Wow, what is this? Wow, look at this. This is hilarious. It's a pencil sharpener that is just so small. Wow, that's incredible. And what's the same? They look the same. I could be wrong though. I mean, they look both like the 2.0. Okay, we have, wow, look at all this lead. That's crazy. If this is good lead, then I'm gonna be so stoked, because this right here is enough to keep drawing for the next 700 years at least. Look at all these little guys. Wow, that's excellent. And here's a special treat, colorful lead. This will be very interesting to try out. Look at that. Wow, okay. Blue, peachy color, purple, red, green, olive green, yellow, orange, brown, sandy color, like a tan, pink, and green. Very cool, very, very cool. Let's pop those bad boys back in here. Did I just break that? Okay, good. I did not break it. 12 pieces of colored lead. Very, very interesting. All right, graphite lead and resin lead. I personally don't know the difference between, I don't know what resin lead is. Maybe all the lead that I've always been using is resin lead. I assume graphite lead is the same thing that you find in like a number 2 pencil. 4B, 2B, HB, 2H. Those are the different hardnesses. I always forget which one is hard and which one is soft. I assume H would be hard and B would be butter. 4 butter, 2 butter, hard butter, and 2 hard. All right, so I'm gonna grab my sketchbook then. Oh, okay, perfect. I completely forgot that I took it out of a little box. They give you a little box for the eraser, that's nice, because it's sticky. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this stuff back in here. I'm gonna go grab my sketchbook, and then we're gonna get a drawing done, and we'll see how all this stuff works together. All right, let's do it. All right, I got my paper, got my pencils here that I'm gonna review, and I'd like to draw something fantasy related. For those of you who don't know, I'm a pretty big fan of Warhammer and Warhammer 40K. I'm a big fan of the older models. The newer models are cool, but I like the old stuff much, much better. The old models were handcrafted and they have a lot of character and they're just very unique and interesting. The newer models are all sculpted digitally and they are just not as interesting to me as these guys. So what I'd like to do is just probably pick a couple of these guys and try and, you know, draw them in my style and just try out the pencils as I go. I really like orcs. I like chaos. I like undead. Undead are pretty fun. Wow, that guy's old school. Let's see. I wanna take a look at the orcs too. I've been buying these old miniatures off of eBay actually, and I'm curious to see if any of the ones that I've bought are in this magazine. This magazine, you can get this magazine. It's an old catalog. I think it cost like $2 back in the day, but now you can get it online for like 20 bucks, maybe cheaper, who knows. I think I paid actually more because I'm an idiot. Okay, chaos, I like chaos, but come on, let's get down to business. Where are the orcs? All right, here we go. Wow, a giant. I really like these guys. I think they're pretty dang cool. Okay, yeah, night goblins. Yeah, I think actually, yeah, I have one of the, I have this guy.
he was in a purchase that I just got. That's pretty cool. And, oh man, and one of these. I have one of these guys. Not sure which one. Okay, well, you know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going back to Chaos. I wonder if there's Skaven in here. I really like Skaven too. I just bought a bunch of Skaven dudes as well. I better not run out of memory while I'm filming. That's happened before and it's very frustrating. It just cuts out and then I don't know if how long it's been filming or not filming. Anyway, alright, time to pick a guy. Hey look, it's Slambo. This guy is known as Slambo, I don't know why. He just is. Okay, so I'm gonna set this line over here. Oh, I just got this guy too. I have one of him. Chaos Warriors with two-handed weapons. They're not worth much these days, but I've been buying miniatures now or metal miniatures, old ones, for like the last 5-10 years. So my collection is something like, I think I have about 20, 25, 30 pounds of metal miniatures. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the most thin, the 05, and then I'm gonna work my way up, trying all the different, trying the eraser, trying this crazy sticky eraser. This is for later. And I have an eraser here, so I won't be needing this. This is just refills for these guys up here. And these are refills, and I'm pretty sure they're loaded already, yeah. It's very convenient. This 4 Candies, the pencils come loaded, as well as providing you all this lead. I honestly don't know how long it would take. Oh my God, there's 2 layers. Whew, that's a lot of lead, baby. I honestly don't know how long it would take me to work through all this. Okay, here we go. Nice. Okay, so it's got a nice weight to it. I like the grip because I prefer a metal grip versus a rubbery grip, because sometimes my hands will get a bit damp from getting clammy or sweaty because I'm a gross troglodyte, and this kind of grip is just a bit nicer for me, and I can also use it to do my nails, which is a big bonus for me. So without further ado, let's try these out. All right. Oh, and right off the bat, that feels pretty good. I'm going to tell you right now, I like how that feels. It's not too hard and not too soft. Da 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 da. All right, I'm just doing this guy right here. So I was thinking about drawing these old school fantasy guys today. I was actually sitting in a restaurant with my wife and daughter, and my daughter's still a little bit too young to really draw anything, but they gave her crayons anyway, so she kind of, when she does draw, it's just usually a couple scribbles and then she gets bored. And so I started to draw with the crayon, and I drew a futuristic kind of goblin warrior, and I drew him in this kind of similar old Hammer style, to where the head is large, the hands are large, like a very exaggerated style, and I enjoyed it. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I drew more, if I practiced a bit more drawing guys like this in this kind of cartoony style? Because there's a video, or sorry, not a video. There's a game that I'm working on that I made. I actually designed it when I was traveling in India. I was traveling with a German gentleman and his two Canadian rock climbing friends for a while, and he was also an avid computer gamer because I think he was a programmer, and he and I would reminisce about video games because we didn't really have, we both brought our laptops, but we didn't really have much in the way of games on there, as we both used our laptops for work. He had an old point and click adventure, something like about goblins, and one day I asked him, "Hey Sano, do you I think his name was Sano. And I said, do you like Warhammer?" And he said that he thought it was cool, but he had never played it. And I said I had also never played it, and I also thought it was cool. So we decided to try and make like our own Warhammer Light. And we called it Zombies versus Robots because those were the only two factions in our game. And we developed the units, we developed a core kind of simple rule set, and we began test playing the game, and we played it quite a bit. We played it over and over. We'd play it every day, and he played as, like, we'd switch between zombies and robots so that we knew it was more or less fair, and he whipped my ass every time. I don't think I won once, to be honest. I don't think I did. So, but I do remember having a lot of fun playing this game. So the basic kind of idea was that you start with a certain amount of points, just like Warhammer. I like, again, okay, so I'm just gonna say it one more time. I have never played Warhammer, but I think I understand the basic idea of it, where armies come in certain sizes, and those sizes are based on a number of points that you spend or allocate on different types of units. So that was our whole thing too, where the basic zombie unit was like 1 point, and basic robot unit I think was 2 points. We made the robots stronger, obviously, than the zombies, but to balance that, we made the zombies much cheaper. So it was kind of like a Skaven kind of thing. It's, again, I assume that Skaven, since I think their armies, if you play Skaven, your armies are much larger, it's due to the units being cheaper. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. So, okay, so this was really nice. I really enjoyed the 05. Like I said, the lead is not too hard, not too soft. We're just gonna pop that little 05 right there. Now I'm gonna do an 07. Let's move this over a little bit more. 07, wow. You can see that that's, yeah, quite a bit thicker. I cut my thumb somehow, or it cracked, I don't know. So that is paining me a little bit. Okay, so that, okay. So it comes out a little bit much. Oh, it's because it's broken. So that's fine. Let's keep going. Okay, yeah, that, you can see that that's nice. Comes out nicely.
That's right. Pop that in the trash.
Okay, so now I'm gonna draw another guy over here. Okay, so anyways, we made this game and we came up with all the different units. And so the logical next step then was to make the game more interesting. I drew the little units so that we could have when we fielded our armies, because when we first devised it, we played with coins. We played with coins that I believe we just taped little like words to them, so we knew what was what. So then I traced the largest coin onto a piece of paper many times, and I made our first units. And the style in which I drew them was a not realistic style. It was even more exaggerated than what I'm drawing now. Very large heads. It was almost like a chibi style, kind of cutesy. And once I was done with that, we went to a local kind of computer tech whatever center that had a printer, and we had them print us out a few copies so that we could then cut them out, and we had our little game pieces. And actually, you know, it's funny. I actually have this is the original. Here it is. Robots. Yeah, here's all the different units. Here's the game board. I actually have the original pieces somewhere. If anybody is curious about that, I'll make a separate video about that. And if you have been watching my channel, you've probably seen me go back and draw some of them or trace some of them on my iPad, because for the last few years I've been trying to get through redrawing them so that I can make an attempt to actually put the game into the real world and have other people try it. So if anybody's interested in that, yeah, let me know, and I will try even harder to make it happen. The reality of life right now is that I have a daughter. I have another daughter on the way, actually, coming in October. So I'm going to be a very busy dad for the next few years. But I make time to still do my hobbies and work on personal projects amidst work. Okay, so this 07 lead, very smooth. Like I cannot complain. I've been using mechanical pencils for a long time, and I would buy that very specific, well, not very specific, but anyone who has use mechanical pencils, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. The 05, it comes in like a black lid, and the 07 comes with like a blue lid. I can't remember the brand, but that's the type of lead that I've always used. And this stuff feels just as good, if not better. I would definitely buy this. I received this product for free, but if I ever run out of this lead here, I will definitely buy it again. And the value of this this package. I don't remember what it is. I'll put it in the description. The links to the product are in the description if you want to purchase some for yourself. But it is, I think the entire set is like what you would pay for a few refills of lead. I think it's like maybe like 14 or 15 bucks. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I will, you know, I'll put it in the description and all that stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna try 09. Let's draw this guy right here. So now that we're getting into a thicker lead, I am noticing a bit of a difference, but I think it might just be because the edge of the lead is still quite sharp because it comes flat. So I'm using the edge to draw and kind of letting it hone itself into a point as I go. Oh yeah, as I noticed earlier, it says resin lead. So these three here are all resin lead, which, cool. I don't know what that means, but great, I like it. It is nice. Again, I have not tried erasing it yet. We will do the erase test in a little bit here. But I have a sneaking suspicion that it is gonna erase just fine. If it doesn't, I'll be very surprised. So this is another chaos warrior. Okay, but anyway, so back to the zombies and robots. So for those of you who watch my channel, thank you. You've probably seen me draw trace the original pieces. So when I was drawing this morning, it made me think of that, and it made me think, well, maybe the ones that I've drawn aren't as appealing. Maybe I need to make the units a little more detailed, because who knows, maybe it would be cool to actually make a miniatures game. I know that there is pretty much no point to doing that in terms of like a financial gain. It would just be a passion project. Like there's no point trying to compete with established miniature companies, and also I would have to either learn how to do 3D sculpting, or I would actually have to sculpt them with green stuff myself, which I actually have done my own sculpts for Warhammer. I've done like my own customizations and stuff. So I'm no stranger to, oh, let's try it. And what do you know, it erases perfectly. Wow. Gotta say, I'm very pleasantly surprised by these pencils. Again, if I had not gotten them for free, I would definitely buy them. Okay, I'm gonna give him a little bit of like hair or whatever, and then maybe like a cape, because I think that is cool. Although in a battle that would be pretty useless, I think. Somebody would just step on your cape and you'd be screwed. Okay, so that's 05, 07, 09. All of these resin leads I really do like. Very good quality. Now I'm curious to move on to the 2.0. It comes with two 2.0 pencils. I'm not sure what lead is loaded in here. I would assume they're different, but that's just me assuming. What's cool about that is that you can load it up with different kinds, because it comes with colorful lead, 4B, 2B, HB, and 2H. The different hardnesses and softnesses of lead. I'm not well versed, I always forget. I think B is soft and H is hard, but I could be wrong. Okay, so let's give this a shot. I've never used a mechanical pencil that has this thickness of lead. And it's kind of cool because it's like using a regular pencil, but it's a nice mechanical pencil. All right, so let's try it out. Yeah, even as I'm drawing this. Oh, and also, yeah, it's not resin lead, it's graphite lead. So it's basically like using a pencil. And as I'm drawing it, it feels more what I'm used to. Like this, when I was drawing it, it felt like I was drawing with a tiny little stick of butter, like very, very smooth, very nice. This feels like it's got a little bit more tooth. I can feel the paper texture a bit. I think this is a harder lead because the way that I'm not pressing very hard, but the way that it's interacting with the paper is it's coming out quite light, and that leads me to believe that it is a harder lead. The darker the lead, the softer it is, usually, in my experience. Again, I'm not a professional when it comes to knowing what lead you should or could or whatever. Not a lead professional. I'm not actually a professional at anything, let alone lead. All right, so this guy he's got this kind of like, these kind of like, oh, they're not scaly, they're like segmented pauldrons, and these cool bulbous elbow pads. These miniatures from back in the day, like I go on eBay, honestly, like twice a day, just looking for these old miniatures, and they're hard to find. Like I said, I don't have a lot of these old guys in my collection. Usually the way that I get them is that somebody will be selling a large amount of miniatures, and they'll be it won't just be old Citadel, like Citadel is Games Workshop. It won't just be these guys, it'll be like Ral Partha and Grenadier and whatever other old RPG Dungeons and Dragons, like TSR. I think Wizards of the Coast did miniatures for like a second. It'll be like a mixed bag. I usually buy them in lots because they're much cheaper to buy in lots than they are individually. Like individually, I see guys going anywhere from $12 to like $40 or $50. And I'm not at that level of collecting to where I am willing to pay that kind of money. If I was a very wealthy individual and money was no object, I certainly would. I certainly would buy these guys because I think these are art, and I one day would like to display them as such, just in a nice case. Like I said, because they have such personality and such cool concepts and just poses. They're just really cool. I think if you can look at this and think that these are not cool, then maybe you are not cool. Okay, so this was the 2.0. I think it was a hard lead. I enjoyed it. I don't like it as much as I like these, but in terms of quality, good. I like it. It is good. I do want to try this sticky eraser just because it's so sticky. Well, that's good. It doesn't really stick to the paper. That's nice. Let's just erase this guy's sword. Okay, yeah, that erases pretty well. I personally don't really know why you would want a sticky eraser. I guess sometimes you need like an eraser that's gonna fit into like a really small area, but then again, I could just use this. And these guys, I've just found out, don't have an eraser, probably because the hole for the lead is too big. But let's see, this guy is the 07, nice little eraser. Yeah, that works pretty damn good. Okay. Again, personally, I don't like using these erasers because they keep the lead in. So I always just, even when I was a kid, I didn't like using these erasers that were on the tip because they were like the plug. And if you like erased too much, it got flat and you couldn't pull it out unless you had like a needle or a safety pin that you would have to jam in it. So yeah, I don't like using these erasers. Even though it is a good eraser, I would much prefer to use this. So now the final test. Right here, we have colorful lead. And personally, this has me the most curious because I guess these are just, you know, colored pencil lead, essentially. And I know that colored pencils are not cheap, good ones. And so if these colors, like if these colors lay down nicely, like say, like a nice set of colored pencils, I'd be very surprised. Also, what I'm doing, the way that I'm putting the lead in, I don't think you're supposed to do it that way. You're supposed to load it from the other side. All right, so I've got a nice green in here. That looks really cool. I've never seen colored lead in a mechanical pencil. It's a first for me. I think it's very cool. So I'm just gonna okay. So it's this paper that I'm using is Bristol. It's a very smooth paper. It doesn't have a lot of tooth. So for something like these colored pencils, which I think are a bit on the harder side, it's tough for it to get much purchase. So that green is nice. It looks like I will have some success in blending it. What I'm noticing now, though, is that it doesn't look like we have a full spectrum of colors, or I could be wrong. Let's see. Yellow, green, green, and then I put another green in here. Oh, that's a nice green. So green, green. Those, oh, that's like an olive green. I can see I can see why this wouldn't, I mean, okay, let me start over. For me personally, having colored lead is not super convenient because if I'm gonna be coloring with colored pencils, I would like to be able to switch colors easily and without fuss by grabbing another colored pencil. But in this situation here, I would be able to switch between maximum 2 pencils because I have two 2.0 pencils. So I would, load a color in each, I guess, and switch between those two, which to me is not super convenient. But if you were doing something like, if you were in a class and you were kind of using the like a colored pencil as like a highlighter or something, like you were using it to underline text or just using one color for a specific task, then I can see this being very useful. But in the case of coloring a whole picture where you'd want, like your full spectrum at an arm's reach, not super convenient. In terms of quality, this pencil lead is not bad. It blends nicely, it goes down evenly, and the colors are vibrant. I mean, look at that blue. Like that's really nice. And I was wrong. There's a nice full spectrum here. I was just being a bit blind. And then we have what looks like tan, like a peachy color, and brown. Basically, I guess like your skin tones and your kind of earth tones, which, let's be honest, come in super handy. This one is probably the lightest. The peachy one is the lightest, but again, you can definitely see goes down nicely. And then save the best for last. We got brown. Let's try you out. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's very nice. Yeah, and they blend together very nicely. So, how do I rate this pencil set? I would give these pencils probably a 9 or a 10 out of 10 because honestly, I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to my tools. If I like something, I like it, I don't really have much to complain about. These, like the lead goes down great. The eraser works great. I have 0 complaints. And as for the actual pencils, like I said, I like that they're metal. I like that they have a nice weight to them. This is great because I often carry a sketchbook with me and I'll put the pencil or pen down into like the ring of the little binder, and these are great because they stop it from just sliding out. And yeah, I really do enjoy these, and I think if your lead gets stuck or whatever, you can unscrew that. Very nice construction. It looks like it's made out of some quality materials. I really like it. The brand is Candies. I have no idea why they called it that. If I was making a mechanical pencil company, I would probably call it something different. Maybe like Best Pencil or Pen 15. Something catchy. But Candies is fine. Like I said, if I did not get this for free, I would definitely buy this. The value is incredible. You get all this stuff, which I challenge anyone to finish using all this lead in one lifetime. It's so much lead. There's six packs. Each one of these is 60 pieces, 120 pieces of 05, 07, 09. These are 12 of these. So each one of these basically contains 12 pencils. 12, 24, altogether 48. Plus these guys, even more. That's crazy. I didn't end up using this. I believe it's a sharpener for the number 2. Let's see. Oh my God. Wow. That is really cool. The little tiny shavings. Yeah, and I was wondering why there was 2. And I think, yeah, I think they're 2 different angles. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right, well, yeah, I give this product a 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for Candies. If you guys want to acquire some of these yourselves, the link will be in the description. And I really appreciate it because I think I make a commission as well, which is pretty awesome. And I will be using these pencils probably for the rest of my life. So thank you very much for Candies. I really appreciate it. And I'll probably be going back and inking these in a different video. So thank you and goodbye. How interesting. I'm learning so much.